Today I am going to deliver a compact lecture, I should say, on anti-lock braking system, which is very important nowadays. And in most of the vehicle, you will find it application of the anti-lock braking system. So before going for the anti-lock braking system, before going for the anti-lock braking system, we must understand what is braking system. Okay, so basically there are three types of braking system which are universally used in the vehicles. First one is your mechanical braking system. First one is your mechanical braking. Second one is your hydraulic braking. And the third one is your air braking and also vacuum braking. So these are the basically three types of brakes which are used in the vehicles nowadays. Now, what are these braking system? In short, I would like to explain all those things. Basically, in braking system, we have got a drum, which is braking drum, okay, and we have got the brake shoes. We have got the brake shoes, we have got the brake drum, and that one retreating spring is there. And if it is a mechanical brake, then cam arrangement is there. Cam arrangement is there. These are fixed points. This is your brake drum. So what exactly happens? When you just apply the brake, then what happens? This cam is being operated. In case of mechanical brake, one wire connection is there to this cam. You must have seen your old scooters. Old scooters, you are having this mechanical brake system, which are nowadays obsolete almost, you can say. So what happens? When you put the pressure on the brake pedal, what happens? This cam is operated. This cam actually it remains in the position of this, like this. Okay? It remains in the position of this. But when mechanical pressure is applied, so what happens? This cam changes its position and it's come over here. It changes its position and causes the brake shoes. These are the brake shoes. And there is brake liner also, friction brake liner. There is brake liner, and these are the pivots, or these are the pivots. Two pivots on which the brake shoes are fixed. There is the drum, there is the cam. So in mechanical brake, what happens? When you apply the pressure on the brake pedal, the wire get operated. One wire get operated, and that wire causes the cam to rotate, to move. And what happens? This both the brake shoes expands, and this frictional material which is at the end of this brake shoe, that is being pressed on the drum, and this drum stops. So this is the mechanical system of the brake, which is nowadays obsolete. In the old scooters, you will find this system, Bajaj scooter, then Priya scooter, and all that. We were having this type of braking system. You will just apply a brake centripetal pressure of the brake, and this cam is rotating. This causes the brake shoes to expand, and this brake liner, which are the frictional material normally, but previously we have been using asbestos. So this causes the brake drum to stop. Okay, so this is your mechanical braking system, which is nowadays not used at all. Next comes hydraulic brake, which is nowadays used too much. Everywhere you will find hydraulic brake. All the automobiles, all the trucks, all everywhere, almost everywhere you will find this hydraulic brake system. So what happens in hydraulic brake system? There we have got a master cylinder, and we have got the oil pressure over here, and that is brake pedal is there, and this oil pressure goes to the brake drum, and here what happens, in place of this cap we have got an oil cylinder. The only difference is that we have got this oil cylinder, and this oil cylinder, which is something like this. Two pistons are here. Okay, this moves. Two pistons are moving. Oil is being supplied through the tube, and this is your master cylinder. Master cylinder. We are applying the pressure over here with the help of your foot, and what happens? This causes the piston of the master cylinder to move, and oil pressure is generated, which is being transmitted to the cylinder, with the brake drum cylinder. Here the oil comes over here, and because of this pressure, the pressure is applied on both the pistons. So these two pistons move away. When they move away, they causes the brake shoes to expand, and ultimately this frictional brake liner helps in stopping the brake. So this is the hydraulic system. I'm just telling you in short, because just I am explaining you what are the braking systems which are being used nowadays. So this is the most predominant type of braking system which are nowadays used, and we have got this retreating spring. The function of retreating spring is just to bring back both the braking shoes to their original position. That is the only function of this your retreating spring. This is your retreating spring. So this is in all the modern vehicles, this type of system is being used, and this is your hydraulic braking system. So mechanical braking system, hydraulic braking system. Now the third one, air braking or vacuum braking is also there. In that system, what exactly is there? The air pressure is being generated, and that is, there is a cylinder in which when the air pressure is being applied, so this piston moves away, and this motion of this piston is taken into use for the braking system. And if it is vacuum system, then what happens? Vacuum is created, then this piston moves this side because of the vacuum. Here the air pressure, vacuum, and this motion can be used for applying the brake. So these three basic things are there: braking system, mechanical, hydraulic, and air. In short, I have told you. Now I will come to the original, that is your anti-lock braking system. system. What is that? Anti-lock braking system, which is nowadays widely used in the automobiles. Most of the vehicles, most of the new cars which are coming, they are having this anti-lock braking system. Now I will tell you the concept. What is the concept behind the anti-lock braking system, which is which is being used? Anti-lock braking system, that is your, we have got four wheels we are having, four wheels we are having. Then we have got the ECU, electronic control unit, and this hydraulic control unit. These two units are there, and in this system we have got the sensor. Sensor is being used which reads the rotation of the wheel. And these all sensors are connected to your ECU, electronic control unit. Okay? These 4 points sensor are there which reads the speed of the wheel. So what is there in the sensor? We have got one teeth gear. What is exactly the sensor is? We have got teeth here, and this is magnetic system, magnet, electromagnet. Electromagnet. Okay? So what happens? When it rotates, then there is change in the flux. When the teeth comes and when the empty space comes, then there is change in flux. And this change in flux is transmitted through the sensor, through the electric wire, to your ECU, electronic control unit. And this electronic control unit reads the speed of the wheel. So there are 4 wheels. All the 4 wheels having the 4 sensors which are connected to the electronic system. Now we have got the braking system. These are the 4 braking system brakes. See, so electronic control unit and hydraulic control unit. These are the 4 wheels which are in operation. Now what happens when you apply the brakes? What happens when you apply the brakes? Then in that case, suppose now if the vehicle is moving straight, suppose the vehicle is moving straight and there is no ABS system. ABS system is not there. So what will happen? That the wheel will immediately stop at once. If you apply the brake, then what will happen? If there is no ABS, one of the wheel or 2 of the wheel will immediately stop. And what will it cause? They will cause the skidding. They will cause the skidding on the road, and that may create the accident. So when you are applying the brake, there is no ABS, so the friction between the road and vehicle will immediately, there will be no tractive effort, there will be no traction, and it will immediately slip. So that may cause the accident. So to avoid this, to remove this thing, we have got this ABS system. Now what is happening in ABS system? Let us discuss in detail. What is ABS? First thing is, what is ABS? So in ABS it is very clear. What are the various components of ABS? Component of ABS, that is your your sensor, secondly hydraulic control unit, and thirdly electronic control unit. These are the three things, three basic components of an ABS system. This may be different type of ABS system. There may be different. It is not necessary that all the four wheels are connected to the ECU. Maybe single channel, double channel, or triple channel, and four channel. Four channel means all the four wheels are connected to the electronic control unit. Then all the four wheels are in action with the help of ECU. Now, in heavy vehicle, what happens in trucks, etc., we have got only two-channel ABS system. This only the rear wheels are connected with the your rear wheels are connected with the ECU unit, not all the wheels. But in the small cars or vehicles, we are using four-channel ABS unit. Okay, so these are the various components. The type of ABS system: single channel, double channel, triple channel, and four channel. Now, how does it function? We shall now discuss about that. How does it function? When you just apply the brake, this is your hydraulic control unit. We have got a pump over here, we have got an accumulator, and we have got a solenoid valve. We have got a pump, we have got an accumulator. These are the three parts in this your hydraulic control unit, which comes into action when anti-lock braking system is being used. Now what happens? Suppose brake is being applied, so the speed of the wheel will immediately come to zero or very less. Immediately that sensor will transmit the motion, transmit the signal to ECU, electronic control unit. This ECU will pass on this information to HCU, hydraulic control unit. This hydraulic control unit that is connected to the ECU and also connected to the braking system of all the four wheels, which has got the component of accumulator, pump, and solenoid valve. Now what will happen? When this brake is applied, then solenoid valve has got three functions to do. Immediately what will happen when the brake is applied, solenoid valve comes into action and it immediately cut off the oil from the, it gives the signal and it immediately cut off the oil from the from your that is your master cylinder. This is the paddle and this is going to the brake drum. Right? So, sooner the signal comes that one of the wheel has been stopped because of applying the mechanical brake or whatsoever the brake. So, this signal will immediately from the sensor, this is your sensor, it will pass on that signal to electronic control unit. This is the sensor S. This is what I have tried to show you. Sensor. We have got four sensors at four wheels. So when the mechanical or when brake is applied, the wheel comes at the standstill position and immediately the sensor reads the motion of this wheel and passes it to the electronic control unit. Now, what is the function of electronic control unit? It transmits the signal to your hydraulic control unit. This hydraulic control unit has got three parts: accumulator, pump, and solenoid valve. Solenoid valve has got very important function to do. It is doing three functions. Solenoid valve is doing three functions. First, it it is isolating the oil pressure. Second, it allows the pressure, if required, in a smaller quantity. And thirdly, third, so this is the 2, this is the 3, this is 1, and this allows to build up the oil pressure in the bread drum. So three functions this solenoid valve do. Firstly, when you apply the lever, pressure on the lever, brake lever, then master cylinder comes into action and it supplies the oil to the brake drum, and immediately this drum is stopped. Now what happens when the drum is stopped? Then this sensor comes into the action, and this sensor gets the signal that the wheel has been stopped, and this signal goes to the electronic control unit, and this electronic control unit passes this to HCU, hydraulic control unit. In this hydraulic control unit, we have got three components, that is accumulator, pump, and solenoid valve. This solenoid valve has got three functions to do. Firstly, when the brake is being applied, then this allows the oil to go into the brake drum. Now, sooner it is stopped, solenoid valve starts its next function. It stops the flow of the oil to the brake drum. It stops the flow of the oil to the brake drum, and flow of the oil is returned to the accumulator. The quantity of oil is returned to the accumulator, so it will just move. Again, when it moves, this solenoid valve again comes into action, and it starts the pump and again gives the pressure to the drum. So the three functions which the solenoid valve is doing, it is being done within a minute, within a second, and there is a jerk on the brake pedal. The driver feels the jerk, that is within second. A lot of time he will just lot of time he will experience the vibration of the brake pedal. Why vibration? Because this solenoid valve is coming into action. It is allowing the oil when it is required and taking it out back to the accumulator when it is not required. Again, it is allowing the oil to go to the brake drum through the pump when it is required. So these three are in function. These are very important component of this your hydraulic control unit. Now, this what happened in the steering system? You see, you must have seen when the vehicle is on the please talk to later. बहुत देर में बात करेंगे. So when you see what happens when the vehicle is moving straight, there is no problem at all. All the four wheels are getting the power. Maybe two wheels getting the power through the differential over here. Differential. If from engine it is coming, it is being transmitted to both the wheel and it is moving in a straight line. But when it comes to the turning, then there are a lot of problems come. That is, the two wheels, front wheel, two wheels, that is, the inner wheel has to travel a smaller radius, and outer wheel has to travel a longer radius. So in that case, this one is instantaneous center, which I must tell you what is instantaneous center. This is called instantaneous center. What is there? That is when the vehicle is turning, then the center of the wheel, of the front wheel, both the front wheel, one is has to move lesser radius, another has to move bigger radius. So the center of the wheel of both the wheels, front wheel, and the straight line of this both the rear wheels, that must meet at this point, and this is called instantaneous center. If at all it is not meeting at one point, then there are steering system problems and accident may take place. So for that, just to avoid, instantaneous center is very important for the steering system of an automobile. And now, if at all the brake is being applied, suppose the brake is being applied and there is no ABS system, then what will happen? That the chances of accident is there, because it is on the turning point and then immediately brake is applied, so traction will be loose and chances of accident will be there. But if at all there is ABS system attached with the system, then in that case the chances of accident will be reduced, because the motion of the wheel, that is rear wheel or front wheel whatsoever, the motion of the wheel will immediately stop and again stop and again stop and again stop. So in a second, within a second, lot of time, the wheel will stop, then again move, start and again move, and there will be proper control of the steering by the driver, and in that case the chances of accident will be reduced. So in short, I have tried to explain you anti-lock braking system, which is very important nowadays, and all the vehicles which are coming, new models जितने भी आ रहे हैं, सब में हमारे पास एंटी लॉक ब्रेकिंग सिस्टम लगा हुआ रहता है. अब एंटी लॉक ब्रेकिंग सिस्टम जो होता है वो स्टीयरिंग के ऊपर बहुत कुछ डिपेंड करता है. स्टीयरिंग कंट्रोल आपको चाहिए, स्टीयरिंग गियर वगैरह प्रॉपर होना चाहिए, तो उसके लिए हमारा स्टीयरिंग सिस्टम एक अलग टॉपिक ही हो जाता है. कंपनी का सेपरेट टॉपिक ही है स्टीयरिंग सिस्टम. एंड in that steering system, we have got different type of acronym principle. On acronym principle steering system, the novel system is there. So nowadays acronym principle is being used, and in that acronym principle only this instantaneous center is given. Okay, this instantaneous center is very important.